Alex Chuckie has sent me a couple of Nintendo Versus boards to have a look at. So the first one on top here is a Wrecking Crew board, and the one underneath here is a Balloon Fight. Now, I don't usually fix boards for other people for a couple of reasons really. One, I don't really have the time. Two, I've got plenty of my own boards to fix, and three, I'm not particularly an expert in fixing boards, but I'm fairly familiar with these Nintendo Versus boards now. I've fixed quite a few of them, so when Alex messaged me and said would I have a look at them, because he was desperate to play Balloon Fight, which is the second board here, and he's only just got the PPUs that are required for that, and he's keen to play it. I basically said yes, I'll have a look at it, and at the same time, when he was testing his boards out, he found that his Wrecking Crew no longer worked, so he sent that up as well. So I'm just going to fire up the boards now, just to see the state that they're in, before I actually do any work on them, and we'll take it from there. So I've just got the P2 side hooked up to the AVO1 board, just to see what I can see on that one. So I'm just going to fire that up. We get basically a red screen. Okay, so I'm just going to fire that off, and I'm just going to swap connections so I can see the other side. Bear with me a second. Okay, it's plugged in. And if we fire this up, and we get a green screen on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to have a take a look at the Wrecking Crew one now. Okay, so I've hooked up the Wrecking Crew now, and I'm just going to fire this up. So we've got the P1 side connected. See what this does. And that's an orange screen. Okay. And if I swap the other side over, just doing the actual video, I'm not bothering with the audio at this point in time. So just fire it up again. This is the P1 side, and we're getting a blue screen. Okay, so I need to start taking a look at these now and see what I can find. Okay, back on with Balloon Fight now. First thing I found is the board has a dead CPU on the P1 side, so that is not gonna help matters. I've checked the P2 CPU, and that's absolutely fine. So I've marked that with a green sticker, and I've marked the dead CPU with a red sticker. So I'm just going to pull that off now, put a working RP2 A03 CPU on, and see what we get then. Okay, working CPU is now in place. So I'm going to fire up the board again on the, I think it's on the P2 side that's connected at the moment. So what we get. Okay, so we're getting the game there. That looks good. See if we can start the game. Oh, okay. So sorry, it's on the other side here, but they've got corrupt graphics there. Can't start a game either. Okay. I've just noticed one thing, that the actual dip switch is not on free play, because the first three should be up here. So I think I need to adjust that first, and but there's obviously a problem there. So I've just disconnected the first side I looked at, which has the corrupt graphics. I've just plugged in the second side, so I'll have a look at that. Okay, so that looks okay, but the colours are wrong. Just see if we can adjust the colours. Okay, so we can get a red. Get red on there. It looks like blue's missing or not working properly. Just try the green. Yeah, we can put set green on maximum. Blue. Yeah, blue's doing absolutely nothing at all. The blue pot here, not doing anything at all. Okay. Okay, so I've switched back to the other side now with the corrupted graphics. You can see the game's kind of playing there in the background, but it obviously looks all messed up. So I've just been checking over the board, and particularly looking at the RAMs first of all, and they look absolutely fine, don't see anything wrong with them at all. What I have noticed is on the ROM at 8B, if I look at pin 20, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, that is stuck high, and that is the enable pin for that particular ROM. So it's almost as if that ROM is not there, it's not being enabled whatsoever. So what I need to do is have a look back on the schematics and see if I can find out where that particular pin leads to see if I can see an issue. So pin 20 of 8B that I've just looked at leads back to the LS32 at 5A, pin 11, and we can see that that is stuck high. What I tried to do is piggyback that LS32 at 5A, and it didn't actually make any difference to the screen, but based on the logic of that chip, it does actually look faulty. So I've removed that chip and put a socket in, and also put the original chip back in just to show the problem that I found. But if I power off and put a new chip in, we should see a difference. So I've now put the new LS32 in place in the socket, and if we fire up the game, I'm hoping everything should be okay. So this was alright. There was the next part that was wrong. Oh no, not this bit, next bit. And that looks fine. The game looks like it's working. See if I can... Oh, I won't be able to start a game because I didn't put it on free play, but that looks absolutely fine now. Fantastic. Okay, next problem. So on the other side of the board, we seem to be missing the blue colour, or it's certainly not adjustable anyway, the blue. So I started having a look at this. First of all, I checked the pins for blue, green and red coming out of the PPU, and that was absolutely fine. Next I had a look at the LM324 at 3P, and that was absolutely fine as well. And also checked the pot, the blue pot here, with a meter, and that's working absolutely fine as well. So what I then started doing is having a look in the blue circuit, and I created a list of all the components that potentially could have a fault, quite a big list, and I started going through each one, and suddenly I found, where did I put it now? Yeah, a broken resistor here that was at R72. I don't know if you can see it just there, R72. So I've actually removed that now, desoldered it, but it was basically broken. So I also found a broken leg on the capacitor here at C125, and I was able to desolder that and put the old capacitor back in and resolder it, and that's good. So I just need to get a 33 ohm resistor R72 and replace that, and I think we will get the colours back. Okay, so I've now got Wrecking Crew on here, and I can see a problem straight away. If you look at the CPUs here, can't really see it. Let's zoom in. No, can't really see. But the CPU there and the CPU there are both RP2A04s, and they are dummy CPUs, and that will not work with this board. They need to be RP2A03s on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop these two off here, and I'll put the two off the working balloon fight on here, and see what we get. Okay, so I've swapped the CPUs over now, so I'm just going to fire this up, see what we get. Okay, that looks very promising. See if we can start a game. I'm not sure which one it's on. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it looks absolutely fine. No, I can't move on this side, but that definitely looks okay to me. Game's working okay. So I'll just turn it off and switch to the other side. And we are now on the other side. Let's fire this up. That looks okay. Let's try and start a game. Yeah. I think we can probably move on this one because I have a joystick plugged in. Yeah, can move okay. Yeah, working fine that. Looks good. So literally with this one, the CPUs are wrong and that's it. Okay, so I've replaced the R72 resistor there with a 33 ohm resistor, and I'm just going to fire up the board and see what we get. See, straight away that's looking absolutely spot on, and if I adjust the blue, yeah, we're seeing blue now, so that's good stuff. I've also set the game on free play with the dip switches there, so let's just see if I can start a game. Actually, it's on this one here. Yeah, looks absolutely spot on. Perfect. I'll just switch over to the other side as well, make sure I can start a game on the other side. Okay, switched over the cables now to the other side. I'm seeing the same thing on this side. If I start a game here. Yeah. I think some of the colour is a bit too high on that side. Definitely moving okay. Just see if I can reduce some of them colours. A bit too high. Ah, there you go. So you can see like the other screen coming through, and that's quite normal. That. Let's just turn down the colours a bit. Like the blue's a bit too high on that one. Red's a bit too high. It's probably about middle for the pot. So it's about there. There you go. That looks a bit better. Okay, sorted.